minute from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 1 minute time check, stations.
On the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield, live from the Hyatt Regency, this is Hawk Talk with Fran McCaffery, brought to you by Bud Light. It's for the fans. Brought to you by Ford, inviting you to visit your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. Hy-Vee, the official grocer partner of Iowa Hawkeyes basketball. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. U.S. Bank, life keeps moving. We're here for every step. U.S. Bank, member FDIC. U.S. Cellular, today's game, brought to you by U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. And by Hyatt Regency, caring for people so they can be their best. Now, here's the voice of the Hawkeyes, Gary Dolphin.
The Hawkeyes have their first repeat performance in terms of an opponent coming up this week. Good evening, everybody. Live from the Hyatt Regency and the Iowa River Landing in Coralville. It's Hawk Talk with Iowa basketball coach Fran McCaffery. I am Gary Dolphin with former Hawkeye and Chicago Bull world champion Bobby Hansen. Coach McCaffery will be joining us momentarily. The Purdue Boilermakers hit town Thursday night for an 8 o'clock tip. 7 o'clock pregame show here on the Hawkeye Radio Network as Iowa tries to avenge one of its 4 Big Ten defeats that really started things out as far as conference battles were concerned back in early December. That seems like eons ago. Iowa got down double digits, down in close to a 20-point deficit early in the second half, roared back to within one possession, 3-point on the short end of a 3-point score with still a couple minutes to go in the game, and Purdue with a couple big baskets late won the game 77-70, and now the Hawkeyes hopefully their turn Thursday night as they welcome the Boilermakers of Matt Painter. Now 6th ranked Purdue. The new rankings out today have Purdue at number 6 after they lost to Illinois, or no, not Illinois. Who beat Purdue here? Indiana. And that's the Big Ten. Can't keep track of who's knocking
Rob Finney.
Yeah, Finney had a big night. In fact, Purdue went into Champaign-Urbana, as I remember, and whipped the Illini. So it's
double overtime.
Back and forth we go. Purdue comes to town on Thursday night, and we'll be there to call it for you. Bobby, good evening. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. Staying warm, my friend?
Yeah, the last couple of days haven't been too bad. Tomorrow and Wednesday are going to be vicious, but you know what? It's January in Iowa, and the wind's howling out there tonight, but that is such a great setting for Big Ten basketball. It's toasty and warm inside these great arenas that you and I get to travel to each and every week, and not the least of which is Carver Hawkeye Arena. And the place was hopping on Saturday. It was great to see and hear.
Yeah, I had a lot of energy in it, Gary. Even before the game, people getting in there and walking around and just sort of sitting there. You and I and Corey were talking, and you could kind of visualize this thing kind of fill up here in the next hour or so. And they certainly did. I think certainly helped the Hawkeyes there in the second half. They got going and really flipped the script on the boards and got a real nice win there to even it up at 4-4.
Let's hope it's a similar atmosphere on Thursday night. 8 o'clock start, 7 o'clock pregame show here on the Hawkeye Radio Network. Hawks have won 7 of their last 9 games. If we go back to last Wednesday night and that fist fight out in Piscataway, which was about as ugly and physical a slowdown as we've seen in quite some time. Rutgers tried to muddy the water, and they got the job done with a 48-46 edging of the Hawkeyes. It was, as Fran likes to call it, a mugging for most of the night. And Penn State, a somewhat similar game, or at least they try to, body you up and be physical, and they were with the Hawkeyes on Saturday. But Iowa handled it a lot better, especially in that second half. To your point, Bobby.
Yeah, the rebound numbers, that was the stat at halftime. You had to do a double look at that and like, wait a minute, is that correct? Are they not crediting us with rebounds? But Hawkeye certainly had turned it around there. I think 27-12 in the second half. Something like that really got after him. And again, that was the energy of the crowd and got going there. But, he had good second half. I think Patrick had got him off to a really good start there to the game. Second half scoring, I got it right in front of me here. It was Chris Murray, wasn't it? Yeah, Chris.
Chris had the big second half.
Yeah, Chris had the big second half there, as did Keegan, the two Murray guys. Yeah. Ended up 15 points for Keegan, 13 for Chris. I think they scored 18 of 20 points during one stretch there in the second half.
And it's not that the Murray twins haven't been physical all year, but I think those two games last week really gave them a clearer understanding of what Big Ten basketball is like night in, night out, and will be going forward. And they answered the bell, I thought, both of them.
Yeah, they don't complain. They don't look to the referees for calls. They just sort of go out and do their business. And the call against Keegan, the Rutgers game with Ron Harper Jr. trying to turn the corner there, nowhere to go, and crazy foul called, and he shoots a 1-and-1 or shoots 2 free throws. I guess it was a super bonus at that time. You just, it was even keeled. Keegan, move on to the next one. Had a shot at the buzzer, a 3-pointer to win it. Real nice play designed by Coach McCaffrey. Connor makes a nice pass down low and just didn't go in for him on that night. But again, those are all learning experiences when you got a team like the Hawkeyes have, and good to see Jordan Bohannon against Penn State break out. He felt pretty bad after the Rutgers game. Couldn't get a shot to drop. He was being chased around, being manhandled, if you will, down on the baseline. And just when he was open, he just pulled the trigger a little bit quick. So hopefully he is back on track after a nice afternoon shooting the basketball against Penn State.
It seems to be on everybody's scouting report that plays Iowa is you get physical with Jordan Bohannon. Rough him up, grab his jersey, follow him around, don't leave him. We saw that again Saturday, whether it was 12 feet from the basket or 35 feet from the basket. And yet that young guy is running more people into screens. I mean, I don't know that I've ever seen a player as good and concise as he is at running not only the baseline but on the perimeter and driving his man into screens. And he's had to do it 2 and 3 times seemingly on every possession.
Yeah, it can wear you out, but it also wears out the defender, Gary. And that's part of the idea there. A lot of times Jordan sometimes appears to be better with the basketball to get his shot off. He can create back at the point guard spot, and Fran's been doing that for him lately, putting the ball in his hands and letting him create. And there are times against Penn State he pulled up from 35 feet away. Back-to-back shots. First one missed. I think Toussaint got the rebound. Second one, he kicked it right back out to Jordan without hesitation. He whacked it, and pretty much game over at that point.
Isn't it fun, though, with Jordan needing more rest now because he's working so hard at both ends of the floor, to have, you mentioned Joe Toussaint, Tony Perkins, Aaron Eulis, these guys are coming on like gangbusters. They're maturing right in front of us.
Yeah, absolutely they are. And, they play with confidence, which is a good thing when these young players, they bring energy. Tony Perkins, I can see him just screaming and getting after it, getting on the offensive glass, making something happen out there, as all these kids have been. So Philip Bracha, we haven't talked about him. I thought he had a big week for the Hawkeyes, both offensively and on the boards.
I think he's got 3 straight games now, double-digit rebounds, and 6'9", 230, still undersized when he runs up against guys like Travion Williams and Zach Edey and Kofi and others. But Philip is giving it right back. Speaking of Keegan Murray, he was named this week a second-team midseason All-American by the Sporting News. It's the 3rd straight year that a Hawkeye has earned midseason honors by Sporting News. Luka Garza was named an All-American in both 20 and 2021, and Keegan Murray is now on that midseason list. At 6'8", 225 pounds, he's number 2 in the country now in points per game at a little over 23. He's top 25 in field goal percentage, number 41 nationally in blocks per contest. I think that gets lost, Bobby. He had 3 blocks Saturday. He's averaging between 2 and 3 blocks a game. That's off the charts.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got such great length, great timing. He's quick off his feet. He doesn't back down, Gary. He's a willing defender, willing rebounder, and we all know what he can do on the offensive end. So he is really rounding out to be the complete player.
He really is. He's tallied 20 points plus 12 times this year, including 6 of the last 8 games, and he's been north of 25 points, an NCAA best 9 times, and yet his game is so much more than just offense.
Yeah, no, he's a team player, no doubt about it. And just, it'd be interesting to get Fran's take when we get a chance with him, is to playing Chris and Keegan a little bit more together, it seems like. And those two players have certain chemistry between them. It's obvious. They're twins, or identical twins. They know what each other are going to do, but it's fun to see it bear the fruits out on the basketball court.
Fran will be here shortly on Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffrey. In the meantime, we're glad you could join us either in person or along the Hawkeye radio network on this chilly January Monday night. Celebrate a romantic night for Valentine's Day with your sweetheart here at the Hyatt Regency. Hyatt Regency in Coralville, the dreamy staycation package, available February 11th through the 14th, includes an overnight stay with an elegant 4-course dinner in the Edgewater Grill, where Bobby and I are situated for Hawk Talk, the Edgewater Grill and Bar, free parking, and a special in-room gift. You can book this package for $214. This overnight stay and dinner and a special gift from the Hyatt Regency at $214. Log on to HyattRegencyCoralville.com or pick up the phone. Dial 319-688-4000. 319-688-4000. Hyatt Regency, Matt and the crew here, the great wait staff in tune, in sync tonight, already taking care of, we got about 15 customers here that came in for Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffrey. We've got room for you. Come on out. We're here until 8:30 tonight. Our Hawk Talk program is brought to you each week with Coach McCaffrey by Bud Light. Bud Light proudly welcomes back Hawk fans to Carver Hawkeye Arena this year. Bud Light is for the fans. And by Iowa Corn. We know Iowa grows a lot of corn, but in reality, corn grows Iowa. Corn grows our livestock, our economy, and our athletes. Put on your best face for the Iowa Corn Cam and follow Iowa Corn on Facebook to be corn-fed. We're off and running on Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffrey. As we get going tonight, we'll take your calls on the U.S. Cellular hotline at 877-464-2957. 1-877-GO-HAWKS. You can reach us on Twitter at Gary Dolphin or on Facebook at voiceofthehawks.com. Back with more from the Hyatt Regency in Coralville in just a minute. This is Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffrey from Learfield.
There's a sense of pride that comes from the life of a farmer. How many people can say they have a famous tan named after them, or be known for their wave when they drive past neighbors and strangers alike on a 2-lane road? Whether it's a farmer's tan or the farmer's wave, we are proud to be known for a lot of things. We feel that pride every night at the dinner table, knowing we feed our family and yours. Iowa Corn is proud to be on the sidelines cheering on the Iowa Hawkeyes. In Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer. IRC Beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
When you build a network locally engineered for the home team, you know how important a strong connection is on game day. So you give every fan in town access to 5G at no extra charge. Now, when you switch to U.S. Cellular, you can get unlimited 5G data for only $30 a month with 4 lines. Join the nationwide network built from your town up and stay connected to your home team with U.S. Cellular 5G. Switch today and get unlimited 5G data for only $30 a month with 4 lines. Terms apply. 5G not available everywhere. See uscellular.com for details.
After a cancer diagnosis, it's natural to want to start treatment right away. But first, get a second opinion from a team that specializes in your cancer. I'm Dr. George Weiner, Director of University of Iowa Holden Comprehensive Cancer Center. Before you start treatment, you deserve to be confident you have the right diagnosis and know every option available to you. So whether it's with us or somewhere else, get a second opinion. It can change your care and your life.
This is John.
Hey, my name is John Jackson.
He's not some actor. He's a steward of the land with a John Deere 3 Series tractor and a PTO Quick Connect that hooks up rear implements with a single click. John runs with us because to him, there's nothing more important than connecting with the land. Nothing runs like a Deere. Hear John's story at Deere.com.
Stop by your local John Deere dealer for a test drive today or learn more at Deere.com. Your Iowa John Deere dealers, proud sponsors of Hawkeye basketball. Hawk fans, stop in and visit the newly transformed Hyatt Regency Coralville Hotel and Conference Center. Located in the heart of the Iowa River Landing, walking distance to Extreme Arena, home of the Iowa Hawkeyes volleyball team, as well as some great restaurants, shopping, and scenic walking trails along the Iowa River. Hyatt Regency is the new home of Hawk Talk with Fran McCaffery this fall. Come find your place at Hyatt Regency, where we care for people so they can be their best.
And that's where we're at tonight, the Hyatt Regency in Coralville, the Iowa River Landing. Thank you all for being here tonight in person or along the Hawkeye Radio Network. Hope you're staying warm on this January wintry night, but that's what it's all about. Big Ten basketball in January and February. Not in the stretch drive yet. Lots of basketball to be covered between now and the start of the Big Ten tournament in early March. And with that, we welcome in Iowa basketball coach Fran McCaffery. The slate is empty tonight for Big Ten basketball. A little unusual. Normally there's one game on Monday night.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it's set up. So, I don't know, maybe one got postponed or something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, there's
three. To play every night of the week.
Yeah, 3 tomorrow night. So we'll, and then on Thursday night, rematch with Purdue, Coach. We haven't quite turned the corner at the halfway mark of the season yet, but boy, this is a big game for the Hawks at Carver.
It is. You know, they're one of the best teams in the country, as you know, and they're big and they're deep and they're experienced. You know, they don't have a lot of weaknesses. They got a lot of shooters, drivers. They don't have mistake guys because, you know, they're all veterans, like I said. Mm-hmm. But they're big across the board. You think, okay, well, they got Edie, who's 7'5", and Travion, who's big and physical. But, like, their wings are big, they're long, they're athletic, and they keep fresh bodies coming.
That's why I think that rebounding performance by the Hawks in the second half, especially, Fran, has to give you a much-needed boost heading into this game and the 3 or 4 days of preparation.
Yeah, I mean, last time we played them, you know, we were down at 17 or 19 at one point, cut it to 2, and really didn't do well on the glass. But we're still hanging in there. You know, our defense was good. Chris Murray was really good. Keegan didn't play. I thought Chris was terrific in that game. As were a number of other guys, but you know, he just stepped up in his brother's place, and I thought Chris was great Saturday, so we'll need him to play well again. You know, Joshua Gundolay played extremely well the last time we played those guys, and we'll need him again on Thursday.
Coach, a couple of questions. Today, everybody wanted to talk about flip the script on the rebound numbers. How do you bottle that up? What you told them at halftime? Did you challenge them, or you just point out the obvious?
Yeah, I challenged them. That would be an accurate comment. You know, you can't miss 15 shots and don't get any back. And then you're saying to yourself, okay, we're still up 5. You know, what if we actually really made a concerted effort to rebound the ball, and you know how that affects your fast break, how it affects their ability to run because you're getting it and you're putting it back in or whatever. Or you're getting it and you're getting them in foul trouble. You're getting into the bonus, you know. So we got into the bonus pretty early in the second half because we were more aggressive, driving the ball and on the glass.
27-12 was it? Second half numbers in favor of the Hawks.
I think we were -9 in the first half, so that was really important.
And Coach, you talked about big Zach Edey, a 7'5", 7'4", very talented big man. I played with Mark Eaton at 7'4". Nice to have a big guy back there. But how do you duplicate that on the scout team? Just take your biggest guy and.
Yeah, we'll just use Riley Mulvey in that situation, and you know that's about the best you can do. There's no other way to simulate a guy who's that big, you know, because you're going to deal with him, you know, not only in terms of like when he's in the game, they throw it to him. Like, he plays 20 minutes a game, and they throw it to him. So they're you know they're going to throw it to him, but also you know how he affects the game defensively in the post. On the glass, especially the offensive glass, you know, he just reaches over and, you know, kind of, you really got to hold your ground. You got to get real estate because he'll just push you right under. He just nudges you underneath because he's, you know, when you're 7'5", he's got to be 275, 280 at least. So it's also a collective effort. So your guards have to get in there and rebound, and you got to go for the ball. You can't just block out. You got to block out and then go get it as it comes off the glass.
Is Matt continuing to alternate Travion and Edey for the most part?
Yeah.
He doesn't play them both hardly at all.
No, he had Hammonds and Haas a couple of years ago, and that's how he did it. And then he had Travion and Matt Harms. And then he tried to play them together, and it didn't work. And Harms transferred. And then he brought in Zach, and then, you have to give Matt credit and you have to give the team credit. Those guys accept playing 20 minutes. Like Travion was first team all-conference last year, and he comes off the bench. Not a lot of guys are going to do that. They're going to say, no, they're going to fight you, and they're going to get mad, and they're going to transfer. He's all in. That's why they're really good.
And as big as they are, Coach, as you know, in the post, they've always been terrific on the perimeter with athleticism, with shooters, Stefanovic most notably, but Ivy, and it goes on and on.
Well, Ivy's going to be a top 5 pick. He's got 2 more gears than everybody has. Sasha hit 6 threes yesterday when Ivy didn't play, so they beat Northwestern by 20 at home. Ivy doesn't play. He had I think a hip flexor. And Sasha hit 6 threes. I mean, that was a big deal. And then, you look at Hunter. Hunter's coming off the bench. He started for 3 years, essentially, and they're starting Thompson and bring Hunter off the bench. So everybody that comes in is a proven veteran. So, it's not a game where you can survive mistakes.
And Mason Gillis, he's improved. Wasn't he a starter last year?
Yeah, he was hurt at the start of the year. So he and then actually what, at the time, I'm sure they wish they had him, but Caleb First is a really good freshman. And so he got to play a lot when Gillis was out. And so now when they bring him in, he's playing like a veteran because he was starting. So here's a freshman that probably wouldn't have started, but he ended up starting when they went down and beat Carolina and all those people and got to be ranked number 1. He was in the starting lineup. We played him last time. Caleb First was in the starting lineup. Yeah. But Gillis is playing really, really well. He was a freshman starter last year.
Last year, okay. Yeah, he's making outside 3-point shots now.
Yeah, but he also really gets to the offensive glass. He's tenacious, physical defender. And they run really good stuff. I mean, it's tough. It's hard stuff to guard because there's all kinds of counters and options. So we'll be ready.
So, Coach, first half to second half down there at Mackey was a complete turnaround for the Hawks. What's got to happen right out of the gate on Thursday? What's most important?
Well, nothing changes. You got to defend, you got to rebound, you got to execute. Like I said, you can't turn it over. You can't be dominated on the glass. They're going to run good stuff. You just can't let them go down and run their stuff and score. You got to get stops, and then you can run, and you can press, and do all that kind of stuff. Because they can go on a run on you pretty quick, and a couple times last time we played them, they spread it. They got to 13, and then we got it back, and then they got a 17 or 19. We got it back. You can't let it get away from you because the way they score in bunches, they can get away from you.
And Coach, an impressive crowd. Corver Hawkeye Arena filled up Saturday afternoon. And 2 questions there is how do you get more Saturday afternoon games, and how cool was it to have full house?
I don't know how that works, but I can promise you it's going to be addressed directly because it's got to stop. I mean, it's just not right. Last 3 years we have barely been shortchanged, and I can promise you, it's not going to happen again.
I mean, it's obvious. You have a 3:00 game on Saturday; it's full.
Yeah. And it's more important for us because our fans come from long distances.
Indeed.
And it's hard for them on a weekday, as much as they would love to come, especially if you got the late game. Then the early game is hard to get to, and they always complain about it. It's like, well, you got to stop complaining because that's when the games are. So, you can complain like, hey, we need more Saturday games. I think that's a legitimate complaint, but you can't complain what time the games are because that's what time the games are. That's done. That's period. Well, stop complaining about that.
Good for you. You've got an argument there. Three afternoon games out of 20 Big Ten contests just isn't right.
That's not enough.
If you'd like to Talk to Coach either on Twitter at Gary Dolphin or on Facebook at facebook.com/Voice of the Hawks. Now's the time if you'd like to pick up the phone and call. The toll-free number is 877-464-2957. Marty on Twitter in Kingston, Iowa says, Coach, Sanford was shooting lights out a few weeks ago. It seems his playing time has been drastically reduced, ? I don't know if it's drastically reduced, but I know
he didn't play.
He didn't
play Saturday, and he probably should have played some. I mean, it's just hard to play 10, 11 guys. It just is. You know, somebody's going to be the odd man out. You know, Ulis didn't play in the second half. He deserves to play. You know, we had different lineup on the floor. We had the one lineup with with Tony and Connor and the Murrays, and then I thought Phillip had a really good game. So we had certain lineups that were clicking. I thought Patrick had a really good game. Tony Perkins had that one stretch where he was really tough. And Joe Toussaint, I thought, played really well.
Spectacular.
So you got you're going to have to play both Murrays and Phillip in the front court at minimum, and you're going to have to play those guys a lot. Josh, when you're playing Kofi and Edie and Travion and guys like that, he's going to have to play. So we'll get him ready for Saturday.
Coach,
Thursday.
Patrick got you going in the first half there. Yeah. Good to see him knock down those outside shots.
Yeah. He was
back-to-back.
He was really confident. He's getting there. He's our second leading scorer, and his defense is better. His defense was much better on Saturday. For him, it's always stamina. So he goes for a quick 8, and we take him out because he was gassed. And it's okay to be gassed. That means you're putting out effort when you're out there. Remember Nicholas Baer? He would literally go to exhaustion. We'd have to go get him. We'd have to get him before he was totally shot, and then we put him back in, because he was effective. But a lot of guys conserve energy, but some guys, they put it all out, and then they're so tired you got to get them out.
Bobby and I were talking about Rebraca, Coach, right before you got here, and I think he's got 3 double-figure rebound games now in succession. He's really got it figured out now, doesn't he?
Well, he's also really good defensively. I mean, he plays ball screens. He executes well on offense. He's just a veteran guy that doesn't make mistakes. I'd like him to continue to be, which he has been, more aggressive offensively, because he can score, and he can go off the dribble, and make a play for somebody else. He's got moves in and around the basket, on the baseline, and he can score over you. Now, some of the guys are hard to score over in this league, but he can do it.
His screening is really, I think, improved.
Yeah, he has a sense of angles, and that's what screening is. And, it's one thing to go screen, but where's the ball? Where's the defender? Where's my man? Are they switching? Where am I sending him? That's what the key is if you're screening somebody. Doesn't do you any good to screen them if you're not sending them anywhere where they're going to be open. You have to. That's where Connor comes in. He's the best we've ever had. At getting people open with screening on the perimeter, so people have open shots.
And it's great to see Connor back on the floor too, with his back doing well.
Really, really good.
Mike in Bettendorf, Coach, when's the last time you think the Big Ten has been this talented, top to bottom?
Well, last year.
Last
year was. I think he makes a good point, because the teams that I think a lot of folks consider to be at the bottom are really good, and are winning games, and winning games on the road. And like you look at Penn State, Micah takes over. A lot of guys leave, right? So, but Miles Dredd stays. Sessom stays, Seth Lundy stays, John Harrah stays. Harrah put his name in the portal, took it out, and I think Seth Lundy did too. So they wanted to meet Mike and get to know, and then they decided to go back. All right, so you have 4 veteran guys. Is that enough? Probably not. So they went and signed, the best player at 4 other schools, and they're all 22 years old. So now you have a veteran group. Now you got to get them to play together. It's the same thing we talked about with Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
He's got the best player from Lafayette, the best player from William and Mary. He didn't sign the best player from West High School. These guys are already 23, and so that helps you, be good right away.
Guys,
so that's where kids want to come to our league and play. They want all our games are on TV. They're coming from a league where you might have 3 games on TV. Well, they're going to come, especially if they know they're going to play. So that's where we are. And that's the difference.
Since you brought it up, I was reading an article today. I'd like to get the update on how many names are in the transfer portal these days.
Well, you know what? It's not going to be that many now.
No,
there's a couple.
It's held at about 1,800.
It was 1,800 last year. It was really the first year where it was like that.
But there were several comments from athletic directors at Power 5 conference ADs who are in remote areas of the country, and they look at Texas and they look at Kentucky, and they said this has to be addressed in the offseason. So
well, you know what?
They
should have stepped up and addressed it before it happened.
Good point.
Don't talk about it now. It's too late.
So yeah.
Nobody wants to hear complaints. It's too late.
How do you address it in the offseason? You're not
going to address it. You're going to deal with it.
Well, the article...
There's no longer any addressing. The conversation took place over the last couple of years, and this is where we're at. And so you deal with it. You got to transfer a portal. You got guys. They made it easy for everybody to leave.
Yeah,
they're encouraging people to leave.
Will it continue in that capacity, Fran?
Yeah, it's going to get worse.
Yeah. I mean, the article I know what he's talking about football and the SEC guys.
Well, it's going to get worse because they're going to pay everybody.
Yeah, there you go. My point.
So,
but they're all
one
recruiting.
thing to leave because coach isn't playing me enough. No, I love coach, but they're going to pay me more.
Yeah.
So
that was the basis of the article. Yeah, pretty much it was an anonymous comment. Yeah.
Think about it. I mean, that's business, right? I mean, if you're working here and you can get a better job somewhere else, you would do it. So why wouldn't they do it?
Yeah,
I'm not complaining about it. Like, if the player can go make more money, because you have college basketball players making 1.75. That's 1.75 million to play college basketball.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of money.
Sure is.
It's more than you made when you played for the Bulls, bro.
Yeah, so what they talked about was putting like a free agency has a month or a 2-month period, how they would make this transfer portal, squeeze it down a little bit so coaches knew who their teams were, I guess, sooner.
There is a date, but it's pretty late. I mean, it's better than nothing.
Right.
It is, but you know what?
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's just like, remember the grad transfer rule came, they got to change that. That ain't changing. You deal with it. You sign them or you don't sign them. You try to get the right guys. That's what we try to do. Because you got to get guys that fit. If there's a guy leaving, he's going to, he ruined the team where he was. Now he's going to ruin your team because he's selfish. No, he wants a challenge. He wants to come play in the Big Ten. He wants to be on a really good team. He wants to accept those guys. Come on, bring them on.
Yeah,
but what happens is, you recruit a guy out of the portal, you don't know him. You don't know his family. You don't know his coach. You don't know who the kid is. So you're trying to get, we got to know Phillip over like a 4-week period. Now, normally you recruit a guy for 18 months. Mm-hmm. We recruited him for 4 weeks. But, talk to his father back home. Talk to his guardian here. Talk to the folks at North Dakota. Talk to him. That kid is tremendous. I mean, he is an asset to any team, and so he's been a blessing for us, for sure. Others, I'm not going to mention anybody by name, but there's others at other schools that I know it's been a disaster.
And Bakari Evelyn was good.
Bakari Evelyn was an absolute blessing. I mean, I love Bakari Evelyn. What a you want me to start? You want me to come off the bench? You want me to play the 3 spot? You want me to play the point? You want to play the 2? Whatever you need me to do, Coach. I'm ready to go. And that's the way it's been. Well, there's 3 schools right now that have really done a good job with it. One's Iowa State, one's Penn State, and one's Minnesota. 3 teams that we played. They really went into the portal and had to add a number of guys.
Had to rebuild.
It's one thing to add 1 or 2 guys, but you got to go 5 or 6. Like, I forget what team it was. We played one team that had 9 guys out of the portal on it. I think it was Portland State. One of them. Yeah. 9 guys out of the portal. I mean, that's crazy. You're not building a program. You're just putting a team together.
No, you're putting a team together for a year.
Yeah. And there's more coming. This fits with Kevin in Dallas Center. How's Jack Nungy been doing since transferring? I've had a chance to see him a few times. He's having a terrific year for Xavier.
I have to be honest. I'm not following the Big East.
Yeah, no.
I'm busy enough.
But you know Jack well. And
everybody roots for Jack.
You hated to see him go, but
root for Jack. But I'm not paying any attention to that.
So I think he's doing great. He's close to a double-double since starting at Xavier. But in that vein, we'll take a break, come back with more of your tweets and your Facebook posts for Coach McCaffrey. Again, it's at Gary Dolphin on Twitter and Facebook.com/Voice of the Hawks. We're at the Hyatt Regency in the Iowa River Landing in Coralville, a beautiful facility. Come on out and join us tonight, each and every week for Hawk Talk with Fran McCaffery. We're brought to you by Authentic Brand. And our Hawk Talk program features authentic brand apparel to look and feel my best. I reach for authentic brand gear. The style and comfort of Authentic Brand by TCB Companies delivers that boost of confidence to be my best. Outfit your life with authentic brand gear by TCB Companies. And don't just do it with Authentic Brand. We're brought to you tonight by Wellmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Blue is caring, blue is convenient, and now blue is Medicare Advantage from Wellmark Advantage Health Plan, offering all-in-one Medicare coverage. Our extensive network and the confidence of being covered by Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Learn more at wellmarkadvantage.com. From the Hyatt Regency in the Iowa River Landing, this is Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffrey from Learfield.
What are you craving? The Wig and Pin in Ankeny, across from DMAC, is proud to offer dine-in and carry-out. Home of the famous Flying Tomato Pizza and Chicago-style deep dish, The Wig has all of your favorites, including thin crust pizza, appetizers, lots of sandwiches like the Turkey Club and Reuben, soups and salads you'll love, and a full bar. Call to order or just come on in for lunch and dinner. The Wig and Pin in Ankeny. What are you craving?
Hi, Hawk fans. Gary Dolphin here. I want to tell you about my new favorite Iowa Hawkeye shirt. It's called The Corey by Authentic Brand. The stylish half-zip features butter-soft scuba knit performance fabric. Everyone at your tailgate will want one. To outfit your life in authentic brand gear, visit one of our fine retailers near you or order online at authentic-brand.com. You'll get fast, free delivery. Authentic Brand by TCB Companies.
Knowing that I can make a difference in my patients' lives keeps me motivated every single day. Hi, I'm Dr. Kanya Ferguson at University of Iowa Healthcare. With academic medicine, we see the toughest cases, so we're always innovating. And we bring the best minds together to collaborate, so there's more brain power focused on you. Because that leads to exceptional care for our patients and our community. See how at uihc.org.
Anything can happen when the Cyclones and Hawkeyes come to compete. It's where the rubber meets the road. Neighbors become rivals and friends become foes. Some go home broken-hearted, while others are victorious. When the dust finally settles, one thing stands true. No matter which side you're on, you're part of tradition for those who are Iowan through and through. We're Iowa Corn, a proud sponsor of the Iowa Corn Cy-Hawk Series. In Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
Texting while driving is a very dangerous form of distracted driving. Drivers who use handheld devices while driving are 4 times as likely to get into crashes that can injure themselves or others. Drivers of all ages simply don't realize the dangers that are posed when they take their eyes and minds off the road. Everyone needs to do their part. Help save lives. Don't text and drive. This message is brought to you by the Iowa Department of Public Safety, the Governor's Traffic Safety Bureau, and your local law enforcement.
The next time you visit Eastern Iowa, check out the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty, Bachmeyer Carpet One, Floor and Home, Klosterman Construction, and the Hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel, named Iowa Tourism's 2021 Hotel of the Year and awarded the AAA 4 Diamond Award for lodging. To make reservations, visit thehotelatkirkwood.com or call 877-751-5111 for more information.
Yeah, welcome back to Hawk Talk with Iowa basketball coach Fran McCaffery. I'm Gary Dolphin alongside Coach McCaffrey and former Hawkeye great Bobby Hansen. Iowa hosts Purdue Thursday night here on the Hawkeye Radio Network. Number 6 ranked Purdue coming off an 80-60 win over Northwestern yesterday. It was Matt Painter's 371st win at Purdue. That ties Peggy Lambert for second place in the Purdue career victory list. Of course, only Gene Cady is ahead of Matt. Coach, I bring that up because I know how close you and Matt have been over the years. You and your wives get together in the off season. Tremendous coach, tremendous person. Obviously, he's a terrific coach.
Yeah, we do a lot with the Coaches versus Cancer together, and then on the Nike trip, which we haven't done in a couple of years, we would spend time together, and that's how we got to know each other. Well, I've always knew Matt, but that's how we got to know each other really well. And then Margaret and his wife, really become good friends, and we we both went to his wedding when they got married. So really good coach, really good person, really gets it. I think is really, quite honestly, one of the more influential coaches. He's on a lot of committees. He's really smart, and he's active, and he really cares about college basketball and making a difference and educating those who don't necessarily get it. And he has a way of doing that without making you feel like you don't get it. I do. He's not like that. And there's a lot of things that I think a lot of people would be surprised about. When it comes to those kinds of decisions, how they're made, what committees decide what, when, and how little a lot of times the coaches group has to say in anything. It's all done at a whole different level, and it's done by people that really don't understand what it's like in the trenches. So that's why you end up with rules that people are like, why is that? And that's why. It doesn't always make it wrong. It doesn't always, hurt the game. But, you need a voice, and he's kind of our voice to the folks that are in a position to have power and make changes so that we can keep our game the great game that it is.
You mentioned, speaking of voices, one went silent today for the rest of the year anyway. Dick Vitale, you mentioned Coaches versus Cancer. Dick is going to have some vocal cord surgical correction going forward. He's been battling a lot of health issues, and he announced today that he won't be on the headset for ESPN the rest of this year. Hopefully he's back next year. What an asset for college basketball.
Well, he's a Hall of Famer for a reason. I mean, he's in the Hall of Fame, deservedly so. Yeah, but what he does for the V Foundation for pediatric cancer, nobody else could do it. It's just that simple. He has the charisma, he has the connections, he knows people. And Margaret and I have been to his event in Florida a number of times. What a spectacular weekend he puts together. We raised, this year was over $7 million. It's like, how do you do that? How do you get enough people in a room and raise that kind of money? But the enthusiasm, that he invites everybody to his house, and just the passion that he attacks this crusade that he's on. He promised Jim Valvano that he would do this. He would take it on. Boy, has he delivered. I mean, the number of lives that he's affected, saved, is just heartwarming to be a part of it. And he's helped in so many ways. He does events in Iowa. He's done a number of them, and of course we're involved. But I just remember when our good friend Austin Schrader was sick, and we asked Dick to step up and reach out to him. He had a bad week. It was when he failed the induction phase of his chemotherapy. And that's not a good feeling for a patient and his family. And Dick was at Disney with his in-laws, with his grandchildren. And I called him. I said, Dick, I need you to call Austin. And he call me when you get there. Call me when you get there. Put him on the phone with Austin. Put him on the phone with Craig Schrader. And that's just the kind of guy he is. Like, stop what I'm doing, whatever you need me to do. And just a really, really special person. So, we're all rooting for him as he battles cancer and his throat surgery.
He came back to Riverside Casino and the golf resort down there for the fundraiser.
We did one up in Polk City too.
Yeah, Polk City. Yeah, terrific person where cancer is concerned. Of course, he and Jimmy V were the best of friends. But so Dick, we'll miss you the rest of this year, but we'll expect you back next year, Bobby.
Yeah, let's, Coach, I don't want to talk too much about it, but unfortunate injury. One of the recruits, Josh Dix, had a broken leg, and he'll make a full recovery. But any update on Josh that you're hearing?
Well, I spoke to his dad yesterday and spoke to Josh today. Actually, I spoke to his dad on Saturday. really difficult injury. He's one of those amazing people. He doesn't get all revved up. Like, he was just very matter of fact. It was a horrible injury, a compound fracture. Incredibly painful, I'm sure. Had never been injured, was probably curious. I come down in a game, the game's almost over, I'm ready to go home, and next thing you know, I'm getting carried out on a stretcher, and I'm, going into surgery, and, it was a little overwhelming, as you can probably imagine, but the family is awesome. They handled it well. Surgery went well. He'll be back. He'll be back for next season. I have no doubt. He's one of the toughest dudes you'll ever meet, and he's really talented, really skilled, and really smart. We're thrilled with him, and we feel for him, but it's just it's a bump in the road. It's life. You've had an injury. You had a bad one like that. I had my Achilles tendon. I told him my journey. I had Achilles tendon tear. I missed the whole season on crutches for 15 weeks, and then you can't run for 9 months, and came back and played, and that's what you do. You come back, and it makes you stronger, and he's as mentally tough as anybody you'll find.
The power of youth, yeah. And how about Desante Bowen out east?
He's killing it. Had a great weekend. Courtney Eldridge watched him on a computer. And I watched a little bit of it. He can really play. He's got the complete skill set. Play either spot, make shots, make plays, long, get to the rim anytime he wants, finish around the basket, hit threes, rebound, steal it. He's what everybody wants.
Top 100 player from Boston, Brewster Academy, and of course Josh Dix is a 6'5" gifted player from Council Bluffs. Abraham Lincoln, a 3-year captain. You like those guys that are captains. They're smart guys.
Yeah, they're smart. They're tough. They're leaders. They don't rattle. For sure. In this league, you can't rattle, especially on the road.
Coach, we got John and Marion. The Hawks are so deep, Coach, on the bench. I'm curious what your thoughts are on how different the lineups and the flow of bench play changes compared to when you had Luka and Wieskamp last season.
Well, we got a deeper club this year, so we're going to play more guys. We wanted to have Luka on the floor as much as possible. Same with Joe, as much as we could. But, this team, how many games we've had where we've had a different combination on the floor coming down the stretch, whether it be we have an offensive team or a defensive team or a pressing team. Remember the last time we played Purdue, we had Aaron, Tony, and Joe T out there a lot, with Patrick and the Murrays. Other times we've had the more veteran guys. We usually going to have J-Bo on the floor at the end. He's as good a closer as you're going to find. But that's just the kind of team we have. And now you got to factor in the two big kids as we start to play teams that have a little more of a traditional 5-man.
And the depth, particularly where the 1-2-2 press is concerned, caused a few more shot clock violations Saturday.
Yeah.
It was great to see.
It did, and we also had a few mistakes with it, and you got to be careful. Like if you're going to extend your defense, you got to get back and get guys buttoned up. Like we always say, we're not pressing to give up layups. We're not pressing to give up open threes. They skip over the top and shoot an open three. So if we're going to go trap, then we got to come up. If they throw it over your head, you got to sprint out of it and get matched up. And we did a really good job of that against Purdue the last time. Saturday, it was pretty good. It wasn't what it should have been.
I only remember once where they got over the top. But
these are a couple.
Okay. You got a better memory than I do. Yeah. Of course, you would. Sam in Mount Vernon. Now, this is interesting, understanding how hard you practice and how hard you go this time of year. Sam wants to know if Fran and the players got a chance in between practices. Do you let them watch the NFL games this weekend, or too busy with meetings and practice? Because obviously everybody thinks this was the greatest weekend in the history of the NFL, and there were a lot of close games that ended on field goals. What's your weekend schedule like that after you play on Saturday?
Well, we had a mandatory off day on Sunday, so they were off.
They could watch it all. So that if they wanted to watch, they could. It's not something we talk about or think about or schedule around by any means. But it's a long season, and so we had a very difficult stretch there. All those games in a row. Yeah. It was grind, and then we play Saturday and we'll play till Thursday. So you have to give them time off in a week, and then you have to add extra days over the course of a year. So in this case, it was the perfect time to give them off on Sunday, rest your bodies. If you need to come in and see Brad, our trainer, he's available if you need treatment. So the guys that have any lingering injuries come in and get treatment. But there could be nothing, like you can't watch film, you can't have a mandatory lift, you can't have a mandatory shoot. You got to let them get away. So I think some of the guys watched the NFL. Some probably didn't. Don't care about it, but they were good games. I watched a little bit of the end of the one. So that was fun.
Chiefs and the Buffalo. It was quite an end to the weekend, and there were Hawkeyes all over the place on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Austin Blythe snapping the ball to Mahomes, and Micah Hyde for Buffalo chasing those receivers down the field.
Yeah, it's funny because you score with 13 seconds, you think the game's over, and I remember saying, hey, don't celebrate. They can get in the field goal range. They only needed 3. It's
That's
2
right.
plays. It only takes 2 plays. But I'm not a football guy in terms of I'm a fan that thinks he knows, like a lot of fans think they know. But I would never pretend to say, why didn't they do this? Why did they do that? Of course, my wife did say, why didn't they squib the last kick? Why did they kick it in the end zone?
That was an argument today.
Yeah, you know what? When I think about it, it might have been right.
It would have been a pretty good
I think that coach said that today, too.
Especially
that's the hardest thing when you're sitting there and you're trying to make a decision, and we've all been there, and then it's like, okay, that didn't work. Should have done the other one.
They got the ball in the 50. Yeah.
Mahomes, when you get a quarterback like Mahomes, he can get
drop everybody. Let them run around. Okay.
Bounce it down there the next time. All right, we'll take a break with Coach McCaffrey. We're entertaining your questions and comments on Twitter or on Facebook. Twitter @GaryDolphin, Facebook.com/Voice of the Hawks, or toll free at 877-464-2957. We'll come back with more of your comments and questions for Fran in just a minute. We've got some special guests here tonight, courtesy of Authentic Brand. Cade Moulton of Iowa City. Take a bow, Cade, winner of the Hawkeye apparel from Authentic Brand, and will also get to enjoying dinner here tonight with a buddy at the show, thanks to Authentic Brand, Clark Fessler and his crew over there at a great Iowa company in Perry, Authentic Brand, great supporters of the Hawkeyes. Authentic Brand is the proud partner, not only outfitting our broadcast team, whether it's Bobby and I or Eddie Podolak and I, but outfitting thousands of fans on game day. If you'd like to sign up to win apparel and dinner from Authentic Brand, it's easy. Just go to HawkeyeSports.com. Outfit your life in Authentic Brand gear and give your personal and professional image a boost at Authentic-Brand.com. Kate, I think I saw you with a burger the size of a hubcap. Am I right? Yeah. All the trimmings. Good man. Look like you guys... doesn't look like you're ready for dessert yet, huh? You're pretty full? Okay. Well, thanks for being here on behalf of Authentic Brand and Authentic-Brand.com. We're also brought to you tonight by our friends at Iowa Corn. Throughout the Iowa Corn Cyhawk Series, Iowa Corn promotes honest, hardworking values that are uniquely Iowan. On behalf of Iowa's corn farmers, we salute all fans and athletes for their hard work and determination to be the best both on and off the field. Just like our top athletes, our state leads the nation in corn and ethanol production. Follow Iowa Corn and learn how corn grows Iowa. This is Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffrey from Learfield.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer. IRC Beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we built the trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 44 years straight. Built for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't built for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2020 calendar year total sales.
After a cancer diagnosis, it's natural to want to start treatment right away. But first, get a second opinion from a team that specializes in your cancer. I'm Dr. George Weiner, Director of University of Iowa Holden Comprehensive Cancer Center. Before you start treatment, you deserve to be confident you have the right diagnosis and know every option available to you. So whether it's with us or somewhere else, get a second opinion. It can change your care and your life.
When you build a network locally engineered for the home team, you know how important a strong connection is on game day. So you give every fan in town access to 5G at no extra charge. Now, when you switch to US Cellular, you can get unlimited 5G data for only $30 a month with 4 lines. Join the nationwide network built from your town up and stay connected to your home team with US Cellular 5G. Switch today and get unlimited 5G data for only $30 a month with 4 lines. Terms apply. 5G not available everywhere. See uscellular.com for details.
When you set up a savings goal with U.S. Bank, it grows with you. There's no limit to what you can crochet. Can do. Doesn't have to be crocheting, but it totally could be. Like the headphones you're listening to this ad with, you could totally crochet those. There's no telling where your savings goal will take you. Maybe you'll save enough for yarn to crochet your house or the whole town. Oh, right. Doesn't have to be crochet related.
Set up savings goals on the U.S. Bank mobile app, even for the wildest of dreams. U.S. Bank. We'll get there together. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
In Iowa, we grow corn, a lot of corn. We love seeing our farmers in the fields, and although they're perfect strangers, we know them. We know them by their equipment covered in dust. We know them by their work ethic, where days off don't exist. We know them by the way they wave, passing strangers alike on a 2-lane road. We know them in the midst of our kitchen as we prepare another family meal. In Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. The Iowa corn farmers are proud to be on the sidelines for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
We're back on Hawk Talk. Time for a U.S. Bank scoreboard. Thank you all for joining us tonight, both in person, live here at the Hyatt Regency and the Edgewater Grill and Bar. And Matt and the crew are waiting to serve you here tonight. We're here until 8:30. They're open every night, 7 days a week. Why wouldn't they be? It's the Hyatt Regency in the Iowa River Landing in Coralville. A very light U.S. Bank scoreboard tonight. Of course, the Hawkeyes play Thursday night against Purdue. You'll hear that game here on the Hawkeye Radio Network, 7 o'clock for the pregame show, and then Purdue, 6th-ranked Purdue, and the Hawks tip off at 8 o'clock. Final, Virginia defeated Louisville 64-52. That's the first final of the night at the half. North Carolina leads Virginia Tech 37-33. Just one ranked team, well, a couple ranked teams actually playing tonight, but not yet started. 5th-ranked Kansas will host Texas Tech in Big 12 play. And later on the West Coast, Southern Cal, ranked 15th, will entertain Arizona State. The Big Ten standings heading into play this week. Michigan State is 6-1 at the top. Wisconsin and Illinois are both 6-2. The Buckeyes of Ohio State are 5-2. Rutgers is 5-3. Purdue 5-3. Indiana 5-4. And then the Hawkeyes at 4-4, right in the middle of the pack, looking to make a move at 14-5. Overall. The new rankings are out today. The college basketball top 25, both AP and the coaches polls have different schools at the top. Auburn and Gonzaga are 1-2 on the AP poll. Coaches poll is Gonzaga number 1, Auburn number 2. Arizona is 3rd on each, as is Baylor 4, Kansas 5. Purdue is 6th on both polls, followed by Houston, UCLA, Duke, and Michigan State. There are 5 Big Ten teams in the top 25. You've got Purdue and Michigan State in the top 10. Wisconsin is 11th. Ohio State is 16th. And Illinois is number 24 this week. That's our U.S. Bank scoreboard update. And we're back with your thoughts, your comments, your questions for Coach McCaffrey from the Hyatt Regency when we return on Hawk Talk from Learfield.
Knowing that I can make a difference in my patients' lives keeps me motivated every single day. Hi, I'm Dr. Keegan Ferguson at University of Iowa Healthcare. With academic medicine, we see the toughest cases, so we're always innovating. And we bring the best minds together to collaborate, so there's more brain power focused on you. Because that leads to exceptional care for our patients and our community. See how at uihc.org.
When you build a network locally engineered for the home team, you know how important a strong connection is on game day. So you give every fan in town access to 5G at no extra charge. Now, when you switch to US Cellular, you can get unlimited 5G data for only $30 a month with 4 lines. Join the nationwide network built from your town up and stay connected to your home team with US Cellular 5G. Switch today and get unlimited 5G data for only $30 a month with 4 lines. Terms apply. 5G not available everywhere. See uscellular.com for details.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
There's a sense of pride that comes from the life of a farmer. How many people can say they have a famous tan named after them, or be known for their wave when they drive past neighbors and strangers alike on a 2-lane road? Whether it's a farmer's tan or the farmer's wave, we are proud to be known for a lot of things. We feel that pride every night at the dinner table, knowing we feed our family and yours. Iowa Corn is proud to be on the sidelines cheering on the Iowa Hawkeyes. In Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa.
When you set up a savings goal with U.S. Bank, it grows with you. There's no limit to what you can crochet. Can do. Doesn't have to be crocheting, but it totally could be. Like the headphones you're listening to this ad with, you could totally crochet those. There's no telling where your savings goal will take you. Maybe you'll save enough for yarn to crochet your house or the whole town. Oh, right. Doesn't have to be crochet related.
Set up savings goals on the U.S. Bank mobile app, even for the wildest of dreams. U.S. Bank. We'll get there together. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Ladies, Gary Dolphin here. Authentic Brand's stylish line of products are designed by ladies for ladies. You will love the unique Hawkeye options available for your next tailgate. These same Authentic Brand styles are available to outfit your professional life as well. With Authentic Brand by TCB Companies, you'll look your best at the game, work, or anywhere in between. Outfit your life today at authentic-brand.com. Authentic Brand by TCB Companies. Welcome back to Hawk Talk with Iowa basketball coach Fran McCaffery. If you miss any of tonight's show, you can subscribe to the Fight for Iowa podcast feed and get full broadcast replays of Hawk Talk, our weekly Fight for Iowa and Herky's Voice podcasts, exclusive game day content, and more. So head to your favorite podcast app and search for the Fight for Iowa podcast. I know you can get it on HawkeyeSports.com. We've got Dane Belton on there this week. Dane's headed off to the National Football League in a few weeks' time. He loved being here at Iowa, and it's an exciting NFL career ahead for him. And then when we update our podcast, which is typically on Wednesdays or Thursdays, this week, Clarissa Chun, the new Iowa women's wrestling coach, will join us. And what great timing that is. Of course, folks here at the Hyatt just got done hosting the Iowa River Landing just got done hosting the Girls State High School Championships this weekend, and what a great announcement. We knew it was coming, that starting next year, the Girls Athletic Union will sanction the Iowa Girls State Wrestling Tournament. So good for the young ladies, and they'll be grappling for official state tournament trophy titles and championships and individual weight limits or weight class championships. So we wish them all the best. There are over 700 young women in Iowa's high schools who are wrestling. Coach, I know you love the Brands brothers and Hawkeye wrestling. It was a great day when I heard that announcement for the young women who love the sport of wrestling as well.
Yeah, I think everybody's looking forward to it, especially, I'm obviously a big Tom Brands guy, Tom and Terry Brands. Follow the program closely. What a spectacular job they do, year in and year out. What a great tradition, one of the best in all of college athletics. So hopefully the women's program will, follow along, with the same enthusiasm, the same success. Tom, of course, has been incredibly supportive from the very beginning
Indeed.
in developing this program and opportunities for wrestling for young women.
And Coach Chun really impressed with her. She grew up in Hawaii. Hawaii, of all the states, the first state to sanction girls high school wrestling. Back in the 90s, I believe she told me, and she's hit the ground running. She was at the tournament this weekend. She'll be out there recruiting many of those young women going forward. So congratulations to our girls state wrestling participants this weekend. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification before we go back to your questions and comments for Coach McCaffrey. 10 seconds station ID break here on the Hawkeye Radio Network. You're listening to Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffrey. And thanks to our flagship stations, WHO in Des Moines and WMT in Cedar Rapids, 55 radio stations on the Hawkeye Radio Network throughout Iowa and the Midwest. Brad on Facebook, Coach Fran, how do the Hawks adjust to teams who look to slow things down and adjust their defenses to stop Keegan Murray?
You know, some teams, like Penn State's one of them. They play at a slow pace. They're 347 or something in pace of play. So, you're going to be in a situation where you're going to be playing a lot of half court, a lot of longer possessions. That's why I thought our defense was really good, on Saturday. They run really good stuff. Mike has done a really good job with them, and they, continuous ball screen, dribble handoff, screen roll, rescreen, move it. So Rutgers is the same way. They play slow. Others, will play faster. Some teams run all sets, so they're not really trying to be slow, but they're not running a fast break all the time. They're bringing it up. They're running a set, and they go try to score. We're used to teams, trying to focus their defense to stop somebody. Whether it's Luka Garza or Devin Marble or Aaron White, that's what teams do. You're going to focus on trying to stop the other team's leading scorer or scorers. Bohannon gets the same treatment that Keegan gets. So that's nothing new. That's been going on since the beginning of time.
Got Brian watching on our YouTube Hawkeye channel tonight. Hi, Brian. Hi, everybody. You can watch Coach McCaffrey's show at youtube.com. Search Iowa Hawkeyes. Brian says, Coach, I can anticipate Purdue's bigs will try to get the Murray twins and Rebracha in foul trouble. So how about using the 10 fouls that Josh and Riley Mulvey can give to take preemptive measures? Well, you talked about Josh a little earlier. They're not out there just to give fouls. These young bigs are coming along. Yeah, we try not to foul.
We try to defend and make them miss. We don't want to put them into bonus early, put them into double bonus, foul our whole team out. And we're going to play, hard on the ball, in the gaps and help and move around defensively in the post and make them make tough shots, make them make tough twos. Because those guys, they'll kick it back out too now and they'll shoot threes. They'll play through the post. A very unselfish group, and Matt, like I said, runs a lot of really good actions. And the ball moves side to side, top to bottom, in and out to the weak side. So they really challenge your defense in a big way, but we'll need everybody.
And Coach Zach Eadie's an interesting story. Where did Matt find him at?
He was at IMG.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was at IMG.
Florida.
Yeah.
I read something. He's a pitcher, baseball pitcher.
He was.
Come off the mound at 7'5". First base.
He played another sport. I don't know.
Yeah, hockey.
I thought it was hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he played hockey.
It's hard to visualize.
No, I know. Wasn't he from Canada originally? I think
he was
originally from Canada and played hockey.
7'4".
He's athletic.
But that would explain why he's nimble.
Yeah.
I mean, he is not a plotter. He moves easy. He slides his feet, runs up and down. He's not one of those guys. And Matt only plays him half the game, but he doesn't seem to tire quickly. Where we just run the guy and he'll just run out of gas. No, he keeps up with everybody.
Let's see. Jordan here on Twitter at Gary Dolphin. Jordan says, Coach, can we expect to see Chris Murray in the starting lineup a time or two?
Right now, we got the starting lineup we've got. Rebracha is doing really well. Keegan's going to play a lot. Chris is going to play a lot. Yeah.
The starting thing gets overplayed a little bit, or fans. I mean, I get it, but it's all about minutes, right? I mean, you've got those.
Chris is going to play a ton of minutes. He's going to play different spots. We're going to go to him. We're going to utilize him. He's got a complete skill set like his brother. He's gaining in confidence. I thought he was great on Saturday. Great. And he's been really good. And like I said a couple times to the media afterward, sometimes he would get down on himself if he did have a bad stretch where he missed some shots and turned it over or whatever. And now he's able to kind of play through that. And that's going to be critical for his success because his brother's really good at that. And I want Chris to be. I keep encouraging Chris to be the same way.
He's a big spark in that second half, much the way Patrick was at the start of the game. Speaking of sparks, I mean, Joe Toussaint, he shows me something different every game. He made 2 plays that I can remember. I know there were more. That 50-50 ball that he got that led to a 3. I think it was Jordan who got the 3. It was a huge play.
He ran it down, kicked it back to him. That was a big play in the game.
Big play in the game.
But you're going to get energy from him. He's going to penetrate, he's going to defend, he's going to fight over screens. When you're playing a team that runs a lot of ball screen action, you got to have somebody like him that can get over, get under, get through, get around, and then also be aware to help in the post. Want to have really good post players, and that's where Joe's really good.
And Coach, I read today, reading the student newspaper, the Daily Iowan, Jordan Bohannon lost his confidence a little bit after Rutgers, but regained it and had a good showing on Saturday.
Yeah, I've been around him for 6 years. I've never seen him waver. He didn't shoot it well against Rutgers, and that's rare. He came back. He was huge on Saturday. I knew he would be. I mean, he's been killing it in practice. Yeah, he's the least of anything I worry about.
Tony Perkins looks like he gets more comfortable by the game, by the minute, really. He was really grinding there in that second half, at critical moments in the second half.
Yeah, and again, Tony's a guy that, he made a crazy play and then just comes back and steals it back or gets the rebound and goes and finishes it. Like he muscled John Hurrah, who's 6'10", 265, for a power layup after he missed a shot. He shot, remember he shot a short jumper. It was left, and it was a little short. His feet hit the ground, and he had the ball back in like 1/8 of 1 second. And that's what you love. He's all over the place. He missed a couple jumpers, but he doesn't let it linger on him. He just keeps competing.
Coach McCaffrey and Bobby Hansen and I will be right back. We'll take a break, come back with more of your calls, questions, comments on Twitter and Facebook here on Hawk Talk with Fran McCaffery. We're at the Hyatt Regency, your place to enjoy a Valentine's Day meal with your special someone. The Edgewater Grill has a specially created Valentine's Day menu available Friday, February 11th through Monday, February 14th, featuring a seared porcini crusted filet mignon or seared Chilean sea bass with jumbo lump crab. It's a 4-course meal available for just $60 per person. Now, reservations are required. To reserve your seat, call 319-541-0638. 319-541-0638. The Hyatt Regency. Come and dine, wine and dine your loved one at the Edgewater Grill and Bar. Hawk Talk with Fran McCaffery will return in just a minute from Learfield.
American Equity salutes today's hero of the game and is a proud sponsor of the ongoing recognition of our military at Hawkeye games this season. Thank you to all the men and women, past and present, who have served our country and allow all of us to enjoy the freedom and liberty we enjoy today. American Equity's vision is to become the premier insurance company specializing in retirement savings and income products. To learn more about our company, please visit our website at american-equity.com.
When you build a network locally engineered for the home team, you know how important a strong connection is on game day. So you give every fan in town access to 5G at no extra charge. Now, when you switch to US Cellular, you can get unlimited 5G data for only $30 a month with 4 lines. Join the nationwide network built from your town up and stay connected to your home team with US Cellular 5G. Switch today and get unlimited 5G data for only $30 a month with 4 lines. Terms apply. 5G not available everywhere. See uscellular.com for details.
Hi, I'm Gary Dolphin, and if you want your home to be exceptionally comfortable during these cold Iowa winters and hot, humid summers, you need to turn to Dave Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Lennox has been serving Iowa consumers since 1895, when Dave Lennox built his first furnace in Marshalltown, and Lennox is still building its high-efficiency furnaces and air conditioners there today. For the best home comfort system you can buy, it's Lennox and your local Lennox dealer. Lennox and the Hawkeyes. Now there's a winning combination.
What are you craving? The Wig and Pin in Ankeny, across from DMAC, is proud to offer dine-in and carry-out. Home of the famous Flying Tomato Pizza and Chicago-style deep dish, The Wig has all of your favorites, including thin crust pizza, appetizers, lots of sandwiches like the Turkey Club and Reuben, soups and salads you'll love, and a full bar. Call to order or just come on in for lunch and dinner. The Wig and Pin in Ankeny. What are you craving?
Are you looking to downsize from your family home to begin your retirement years? Our Oak Knoll East campus is for you. I'm Steve Rowe, Executive Director at Oak Knoll. Our new campus has many unique amenities for your active lifestyle, in addition to providing the same great services that Oak Knoll has offered our residents for over 50 years. We're now open and have a few two-bedroom apartments still available. Call me at 319-351-1720 or visit oakknoll.com to set up your personal tour. Go Hawks!
After a cancer diagnosis, it's natural to want to start treatment right away. But first, get a second opinion from a team that specializes in your cancer. I'm Dr. George Weiner, Director of University of Iowa Holden Comprehensive Cancer Center. Before you start treatment, you deserve to be confident you have the right diagnosis and know every option available to you. So whether it's with us or somewhere else, get a second opinion. It can change your care and your life.
Hawk Talk with Iowa basketball coach Fran McCaffery returns. We've got about 10, 12 minutes left to go on the program. If you'd like to get a question in, we're at the beautiful Hyatt Regency in the Iowa River Landing at the Edgewater Grill and Bar. We're brought to you tonight by U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless with a nationwide network built from your town up. And we're proud to be the official wireless provider of Iowa Hawkeye basketball. Iowa-Purdue, 6th-ranked Purdue and the Hawkeyes. What a great rivalry it's been for the better part of a century, and they'll get after each other on Thursday night at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock for the pregame show here on the Hawkeye Radio Network. Now, it's not officially a sellout. It's going to be a great house, we just know, but tickets available, tickets remain. Just call 1-800-IA-HAWKS or log on to HawkeyeSports.com and order your tickets tonight. Tomorrow morning, come on out and see Fran and the Hawkeyes on Thursday night at Carver Hawkeye Arena. The Hawkeye women, by the way, they're trying to jam these makeup games in because of COVID protocols. They rocked Illinois last night by 25. Congratulations to Lisa and Caitlin Clark Monday. So she's Big Ten Player of the Week again. 4 straight weeks. Caitlin Clark now has been Big Ten Player of the Week, and why not? She comes off back-to-back triple doubles. She almost had a third last night, and that's never been done in the history of the league, Coach.
You know, she probably could have if they left her in. I kind of feel like she's going to get one every game.
Amazing.
She is different than everybody else. And it's that simple. There's a lot of really good players in our league on the women's side, but nobody like her. Nobody like her.
She is special. Head's always up, dribbling with both hands.
You better be ready.
Oh,
if you're on the court, it's coming. If it's going to hit you right in the face, if you're not ready. And you know what? They're ready.
They are ready.
Especially Monica.
Sonano, Warnock, Gabby Marshall.
She's playing well.
Young Feuerbach had a great game last night.
Yeah.
So, Don in Iowa City, Coach, how often do former players come back and visit, or do you ask them to speak to the players? How often does that happen?
They come back all the time. We have Letterman game coming up. They come back for the Chris Streetkoff outing. We interact with them on that day. Sometimes they come by practice, like if they're in town, and then the guys that live in town, they come to all the games. Anybody that's from around here.
A lot of them season ticket holders.
Yeah, so they're always encouraged to be part of it. That's the way you want it.
Well, Bobby, you know that.
Oh, I know, Fran, you've been so welcoming to everybody and got behind the Kenny Arnold group, the Teammates for Life. We've been out to your house a couple of times with that crew, that Final Four.
Yeah, with Lou. We invited Lou back a few times. It was great to spend time with him. You know, Coach Davis, you know, he comes back for all the Chris Street stuff. He's been incredibly kind and welcoming to me. You know, and of course, Coach Lil still lives in town, right on Finkbine there. So
you got Gary Close's son, Sam.
But Gary's around a lot now. Gary was a shoot around, and he comes around. He came Friday night to Jack's game, my son Jack, because he came to see. He sat with Jeff Moe, watched Pete play. We beat City High. But, you know, Christian Barnes had a big game. Kareem Earl's playing extremely well. Nathan Cook's son Jacob's playing extremely well. So
Legacy City.
Wow. Yeah, you know, so
I
see those guys all the time. You know, see Val Barnes and AC Earl and Nathan Cook. See them every Tuesday and Friday.
And Carter Kingsbury on the red shirt.
Exactly.
For the Hawks.
Exactly.
Chris is around.
Yeah.
Does he have Chris's range?
No, but he's built like Chris was. You know, Carter's a good player. He has game. You know, but he can shoot it. You know, Chris's, you know, his range was a little unique. Even at that.
From the parking lot.
Yeah.
Coach, before we go to a break here, Mary, thank you, Mary, in Fairfield for checking in. Fran, love the team, love the whole staff. Who gets to pick out the uniform designs and the shoe selection annually? I think she's referring to different colored shoes. Joe's had a red, white, and blue pair on the other day. How does that work?
Well, we're a Nike program. So Nike will give us some suggestions, options, and then we'll work with Peggy, our equipment manager. And it's not something I really get too involved with, to be honest with you. Courtney Eldridge works, you know, with some of the assistants and with Peggy. You know, players, when it comes to the shoe stuff, you know, as long as Brad approves them, I don't care what they wear. They wear what they want. And there's some interesting selections.
Looks,
with that. But it's, you know, it's different than it used to be. You know,
the game today.
There was a stretch there where everybody wore white shoes. And then, you know, go back in the 60s and they're wearing high black Chuck Taylors.
Didn't I see you with black high tops?
I got high black Chuck Taylors.
Yeah.
Making a fashion statement. Yeah, I got high black.
They look good on you.
Well, they're also leather. You remember they used to be canvas. I got the leather ones. I got the. You know,
I was looking at them from up above in the second level. I didn't know they were leather.
Yeah, they're leather. And then I broke out some Jordans the next game.
Ooh, you are styling.
But that's only because my daughter Marit and the boys picked out my shoe selection.
Your nickname was White Magic too.
Yeah.
So
and I once had a pair of Converse that had White Magic on them.
No.
You know,
do you still have them?
No, I can't believe I don't. I should have kept them, but I don't have them anymore.
Do you know what they'd be worth today?
Not much.
But that brings us to what this week is, Coaches versus Cancer, right? You got sneakers.
That's right.
Yeah, we'll be wearing, we have Coaches versus Cancer half-zip pullovers.
Beautiful.
We're all wearing those, and, you know, with our shoes. We have some shoes that we'll break out a new pair of Nikes. And it's great because it creates awareness and it's opportunity for folks to contribute to an incredible cause, you know, Coaches versus Cancer, which is the charity of choice for the National Association of Basketball Coaches. So it's something that we all take very seriously and we're all committed to collectively. Craig Robinson, who's the former Princeton player, former coach at Oregon State, good friend of mine, and took over about a year ago the NABC from Jim Haney, who did it for about 40 years. And Craig's doing a terrific job, and really supportive of everything that we're doing. We can't thank Craig enough.
Well, got one more break to get in here, fellas. We'll come back and wrap it up this week's Hawk Talk program with Fran McCaffery from Learfield right after this pause.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Knowing that I can make a difference in my patients' lives keeps me motivated every single day. Hi, I'm Dr. Kanya Ferguson at University of Iowa Healthcare. With academic medicine, we see the toughest cases, so we're always innovating. And we bring the best minds together to collaborate, so there's more brain power focused on you. Because that leads to exceptional care for our patients and our community. See how at uihc.org.
When you set up a savings goal with U.S. Bank, it grows with you. There's no limit to what you can crochet. Can do. Doesn't have to be crocheting, but it totally could be. Like the headphones you're listening to this ad with, you could totally crochet those. There's no telling where your savings goal will take you. Maybe you'll save enough for yarn to crochet your house or the whole town. Oh, right. Doesn't have to be crochet related.
Set up savings goals on the U.S. Bank mobile app, even for the wildest of dreams. U.S. Bank. We'll get there together. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Anything can happen when the Cyclones and Hawkeyes come to compete. It's where the rubber meets the road. Neighbors become rivals and friends become foes. Some go home broken-hearted, while others are victorious. When the dust finally settles, one thing stands true. No matter which side you're on, you're part of tradition for those who are Iowan through and through. We're Iowa Corn, a proud sponsor of the Iowa Corn Cy-Hawk Series. In Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
When you build a network locally engineered for the home team, you know how important a strong connection is on game day. So you give every fan in town access to 5G at no extra charge. Now, when you switch to US Cellular, you can get unlimited 5G data for only $30 a month with 4 lines. Join the nationwide network built from your town up and stay connected to your home team with US Cellular 5G. Switch today and get unlimited 5G data for only $30 a month with 4 lines. Terms apply. 5G not available everywhere. See uscellular.com for details.
Hawk fans, stop in and visit the newly transformed Hyatt Regency Coralville Hotel and Conference Center. Located in the heart of the Iowa River Landing, walking distance to Extreme Arena, home of the Iowa Hawkeyes volleyball team, as well as some great restaurants, shopping, and scenic walking trails along the Iowa River. Hyatt Regency is the new home of Hawk Talk with Fran McCaffery this fall. Come find your place at Hyatt Regency, where we care for people so they can be their best.
We're winding the show down here. Hawk Talk with Iowa basketball coach Fran McCaffery. Bobby Hansen, former Hawkeye great, Chicago Bull world champion. Always great to have Bobby with us on Monday nights. Join us for Hawk Talk at the Hyatt Regency each and every week from 7 until 8:30. They have an extended happy hour. Come and enjoy their brand new menu featuring items like New Orleans bucatini, buffalo cauliflower, and baked caramel apples. The bar is now offering whiskey flights as well. Over 40 varieties of whiskey to choose from. Each time you come to the show, you'll be entered into the hotel's drawing to win a range of prizes, including a free room night giveaway each week. All entries will be pooled together for a grand prize drawing at the end of the season. Might I recommend the tequila? Get 4 shots of tequila for just $16 here at the Edgewater Grill and Bar in the Hyatt Regency. Iowa-Purdue on Thursday. We'll be on the air. Bobby and I will be at 7 o'clock with a tip at 8 o'clock. Purdue 16-3 and 5-3 in the Big Ten. The Hawks are 14-5 and 4-4. Those standings are about as jumbled as they can get, Fran, top to bottom.
Yeah, no sense talking about them now.
No, you're right.
It just isn't. Not in this league. You know, you got to just try to go get the next one, Dolph. Just go get the next one.
We've talked a lot about Travion Williams and Zach Edey tonight, but I know you're not losing track of Stefan Stefanovic. He had a big Sasha Stefan, did I call him? Stefanovic made 4 of 5 shots from 3.
Yeah,
against Northwestern.
I think he made 6 threes.
Yeah, he was on fire.
He made 6.
4 in the first half.
Yeah, 4 in the first half. He made 6 threes yesterday. And somebody had to come up because Jaden didn't play. You know, you're talking about a guy who's going to be probably the 4th pick in the draft.
Talented.
He is faster than pretty much anybody I've ever coached against. I mean, I coached against Iverson. I mean, I've coached against some fast dudes over the years.
Yeah.
And this guy has a whole nother level of speed. You know, and some guys are really, really fast, Bobby, as you know. But he then flies, you know. A lot of guys rely on their leaping ability, and others rely on their speed. He's got both.
He had that one move down at Mackey. He just kept going with the right hand. I'd say cut his right hand up.
And then dunked it.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
But then he makes big threes.
Reminds you a little bit of DeSumo, doesn't he? A little smaller version.
Yeah, he's a little faster than Io. Io was a gamer. He would make big shots late.
He did.
And he's really crafty at getting open and getting buckets when they need them. Coach the same way.
Yep. Coach, thanks for your time as always.
Guys.
We'll see you on Thursday night. Bobby, thank you. I'm Gary Dolphin. Thank you all for coming out tonight to the Hyatt Regency. Please come out and join us next week for the Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffrey. This is Hawk Talk from Learfield.
On the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield, live from the Hyatt Regency, this has been Hawk Talk with Fran McCaffery, brought to you by Bud Light. It's for the fans. Brought to you by Ford, inviting you to visit your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. Hy-Vee, the official grocer partner of Iowa Hawkeyes basketball. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. U.S. Bank, life keeps moving. We're here for every step. U.S. Bank, member FDIC. U.S. Cellular, today's game brought to you by U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. And by Hyatt Regency, caring for people so they can be their best. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Hawkeye Sports Network.